Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to all the geeks out there and all the geekdom, and welcome to a very, very special video. Why is that? It is 5 years since we started this ridiculous channel. 5 years! What the hell?
You people have put up with us for 5 years.
Yeah, so we thought we'd just celebrate with a whole bunch of videos, funny parts, things taken out of all the different videos through all the years of that we've been streaming and recording, more recording than streaming.
Firstly, big shout out to Toast who sat and made the video for us because it is a lot of videos that he was sent. One thing you will notice if Toast does put it in, and I'm sure he has, is the silly little song.
The very first SA Geek song.
It was created by none other than Ziff himself.
And you can see how brilliant my music skills are.
It's not that bad. It
It's
was
that
just
bad.
we needed an intro song and we didn't know what else to do, and we didn't know anyone at the time. Ziff said, "I'll make it because I'm a musician and I know how to do it."
No,
So
I made
he
it
did.
because I had the program that actually allows me to create digital music. So I thought, hell, let me try it out. And I tried it out on this channel, and wow, did it suck.
But
It's
you
terrible.
have to admit that it is quite catchy when it goes ba 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 ba, and then it gets stuck in your head. Like talking about it, it's stuck in my head. But that's because we had to listen to it again and again and again when we watched the videos edited. So
Mhm.
it kind of gets stuck in your head after a while, and you know it off by heart. But
Yep, that's true.
the drawing, so our very first intro logo was also done by Zip's aunt.
Yes, she actually did the first logo for us.
It was a photo, obviously it was a photo of us that she just made all like cartoony and stuff.
Mm.
And she made our very very first SA Geek logo because she at the time was starting a design
business,
company
yeah.
and a printing business, and she was at Rage with us that year when we started. And yeah, so again, we didn't know anyone in the industry, so we had to rely on the people that we knew. What do you think your weirdest times were?
One of the weirdest times, honestly, was the starting of this whole thing. Doing that partial review for Mass Effect Andromeda, which wasn't really a review. It was more of a rant on how bad the game was. And at the very end of the video, I decided to try and interpret or do some interpretive walking like Mass Effect with the really badly designed walk where the legs were like 5 meters in front of the body. Now obviously I couldn't do that, but I tried. that was the weirdest moment and kind of the stupidest as well. To be quite honest, that was one of the stupidest. One of the nice things that I like, not necessarily an unboxing, was just showing off the cool geeky stuff that we got from like your Comic Cons and your Geek Fests and things like that. You know, all the cool action figures we picked up.
How do you keep your relationship good with all these work and life plus content creation?
Love the person that you're with. The honest truth. That is the most honest I could possibly get. You cannot, if you do not care deeply about the person, if you don't sit there and think about your wife or your girlfriend or your fiance, you don't think about like if they weren't around, what would you do, and how would you be if they weren't around.
But that being said, we also know that we can't spend 24/7 time together. So there are times where I'll be in the lounge watching movies or TV series and Ziff will play games, or he'll be in the lounge on the PlayStation and I'll be in the office, and
Or she'll be sleeping on my lap.
yeah, we do have separate things, and I think that's what helps keep us going as well. But also we're always open and we talk about everything. He's my best friend, and I think that helps to keep the relationship going, because it's not just, oh, it's your husband. Yes, we work together, we live together, and we do content creation together, which is very hard for some people. But as long as you have communication and you still have those separate hobbies and stuff. So the very first Geek Fest we went to as the SA Geeks was the one that they had for the very first year at Montecasino.
Normally Geek Fest was actually great outside though.
It was raining. The rain was quite hectic, but it was again one hell of an experience because we got to meet everyone and to like introduce ourselves, and we had a silly little Iron Man that we used to pretend was the microphone.
The naivete. The naivete.
We could look like we had a microphone to fake interview people because we thought that was the way to interview. And the
Embarrassing,
good,
really.
good thing out of that came the fact that we got to meet Richard and Kafka, that we got invited to do like a personal one-on-one interview with them. And then obviously we did the Dark Carnival stuff where we got to show.
It was definitely a game changer for us at that point. Somewhat game changer. I mean, obviously, growing in SA was very hard. It has always been. Which actually segues into the next question quite nicely. Do you ever get tired of creating content? If not, what motivates you? Okay.
Yes.
Kez just said it right there. Yes.
We get tired
I'm
of
not
it.
gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie and say, oh no, we don't. Yes.
Yeah, we do. Everyone gets sick and tired of creating content at any given time, and it's one of those "what's the point? Why am I even doing this? We're not getting anywhere" kind of thing. It's wasting our weekends, and we don't get a chance to actually spend time with each other, and blah 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 blah.
The reason I keep going is because of my dad. My dad was our biggest supporter ever. He would, if we were live streaming, he was there. If we made a video, he was there.
He was always there. There is a video with Kez's dad, Mark Easteen,
Sitting on the couch.
sitting on the couch with us. At festivals, he'd stop people from walking in front of the camera. He would stand in the path of them, and as they started walking towards the camera, he'd shake his head and he'd put his hand up. The people would stop and walk around every single time.
And a lot of people that know us now saw my dad and they know my dad, and that's one of the things that they remember.
Okay, when we met, I wasn't a hardcore gamer. I know, hard to believe.
Met my dad.
I know, it's fucking hard to believe. I wasn't a hardcore gamer. I was just a gamer at that point. I like playing games. I had a few games of my own. I went to Kez's house and I met her father for the first time. We got to talking. Him and I got to talking about games and how he's a Guild Wars fan and I'm a Guild Wars fan, and we were both Guild Wars fans. He was playing World of Warcraft, so I chatted to him about that, and found out that day that Kez was actually raised playing games. I mean, her dad obviously taught her how to play Warcraft. She still kicks my ass at Warcraft.
I don't kick Toast ass.
No, she doesn't kick Toast ass, but she can whip my ass. I can kick her ass at StarCraft, though, and Toast will probably kick my ass at StarCraft, but you get the idea. So no, we've both been gamers. Well, I've been a gamer my entire life. I played games since I was a kid.
I've been playing games since I was 6 years old.
Yeah, I've played games about that, maybe even younger. I mean, my first console was a original Nintendo, not the NES that you guys all know. The NES that I know was like a box-shaped thing. It was the proper Japanese version of a Nintendo. That was the very first Nintendo I owned.
But who is your favorite person or people that you've had a chance to interview and sit down with?
We sat in that hot red room, and we did an interview with Raymond E. Feist, and by far I was in my element with that video. You'll actually even see the interview I was all smiles. I was so chuffed to actually sit down with Raymond E. Feist, the author that I grew up reading. The first real big boys book that I ever actually read. I like to call it a big boys book because I was about 7 or 8 when I read that book. The first big boys book that I ever read was The Magician, and when I read that book, I even said to him, look, the first book I ever read was one that you gave me, or one that my brother gave me to read, and it was your book. It was The Magician, and I suffer from dyslexia, and that book taught me and helped me get through that and learn to actually cope and conquer, not really conquer, but control the dyslexia that I have, so that I can live a normal life.
I don't have one favorite. Well, if I have to pick, my all-time favorite is just getting to speak to all of the cosplayers, because there was a point where I didn't really care how big they were. I just wanted to speak to them, and then eventually my fangirling started getting a hold of me.
I had to pull out the Ziff Diffie no scruples and walk up to them and actually talk to them, because we can't be shy.
Of course, our very first one of our very first interviews, I think it was 2018. Mandy and Carl are actually in cosplay on one of our videos, which when I look back at the videos, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Because they're now very dear friends of us. That's just my favorite, is getting to speak to all the people, because they've become very good friends of ours.
It's awesome to have been able to grow like this and become to last 5 years and not give up on our channel. I don't believe that we're going to make it huge. I don't believe we're going to be like PewDiePie and all those big guys. I'm just going to enjoy it. I'm just going to move along, carry on with our podcast, carry on with our game videos.
5 years of content is a lot, and 5 years of getting to know people is a lot.
Thank you once again for a wonderful 5 years. It has been spectacular, and we're obviously not going anywhere. This is just a fun video.
We have 14,044 likes. This is all on YouTube. We have uploaded to date 413 videos, 706 hours watched. We have 2,110 comments. Some of the goals that we have achieved recently, there are other ones as well.
And funny enough, our top performing video is a video we never thought would be top performing. At 374 views, it is
the interview that I had with the people from the Lori Pog Zoo at Icon, our very first Icon.
But anyway, that's beside the point, guys. Again, thank you for a wonderful 5 years. It's been one hell of a ride.
We love you guys.
And we just hope we're going to carry on doing it, because there's no giving up now. There's no stopping now. We will never stop. I doubt we'll never stop. But we won't stop for a very long time.
When we're old and wrinkly and grey and you don't want to see us on camera, then we'll stop.
Then we'll stop. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully you guys got a bit of an insight into who we are, what we do, and why we do it. And also you got to see a few of our older videos if you hadn't seen it before. As always, remember, keep it geeky.